Hello students. Yesterday we have discussed the conceptual problems related to topics fluid mechanics, and there we have discussed three topics basically, and the conceptual things depending on that, like viscosity, viscous forces, relative motion. So all these concepts we have discussed there. So next thing that we will discuss here again, this is the motion concept, motion of fluid we are talking about, and there we have studied a number of things. So first thing, that the relative motion concept, and due to that the viscosity property that is generated, we have seen that. Next thing that you have studied here, most potent you can say principle here also, equation of continuity, Bernoulli theorem. So let's see these cases and the conceptual problems that is depending on these cases also. So the first conceptual question here, we have a number of times you have seen that, and I have told you already, whenever we are talking about the equation of continuity and Bernoulli principle, we have taken liquid as the ideal liquid, and also some of the conditions there we have seen, like in case of equation of continuity and Bernoulli principle, in both cases we have taken the streamlined flow of water. You know that the flow of fluid, that is in three ways, like first is steady flow or streamlined flow, and the laminar flow. So in streamlined flow, all the liquids that is flowing in, sometimes like in this way, means in the streamline, in the line that are parallel to each other, in which way they are flowing. So this is the way in which if liquid is flowing and they are not intersecting to each other, so this types of flow is known as steady flow or streamlined flow. And in this flow, if liquid is flowing in forms of layers, like in cylindrical tube, if liquid is flowing, then that time the flow is known as laminar flow. That is also one types of this streamlined flow. Third type that we have seen, that is the turbulent flow. So in case of turbulent flow, whenever speed is increasing, these lines starts to intersect each other, or also if you put any obstacle in path of this liquid, then that time turbulence created. So due to that turbulence, the flow of liquid get disturbed that time. So this concept you have seen. So in every principle, we haven't taken any concept of turbulence there. We have taken some of the limitations there. That is, first of all, the first limitation is that we have taken ideal liquid, means whenever liquid is moving, there is no loss of energy of the liquid. Only three kinds of energies that liquid is possessing, like pressure energy, kinetic energy, and potential energy. But still you know that whenever liquid is flowing, some of the kinetic energy that is lost in forms of heat due to the collision there with the walls, and if they are just moving, then in that way retardation is going on there. But still we haven't taken that concept whenever we are talking about Bernoulli principle, that is talking about the conservation of mass and energy both. So these some of the things that you should keep in your mind, and that is also very important factors here, like in Bernoulli principle, what are the limitations, while you studying equation of continuity, what are the limitations, and if that limitations are not fulfilled, can this condition will be applied there or not. So first I think first condition that is clear, we have taken the streamlined flow. Secondly things that we have taken an ideal liquid. Third thing I will just discuss here, that is, what is the property of ideal liquid. So all the properties that is containing automatically that will be applied to both of the principle there. So ideal liquid is that, first of all, in which no loss of energy that is taking place. Whatever energy it is carrying, like in form of potential and kinetic, that is not means it is not losing that energy in any other forms of energy there. Secondly things, the ideal liquid that should be incompressible, means whenever any stress that is applying on it, there should not be any strain that produced in the system, means they are not compressible. You cannot compress that liquid, that they will be always in their original configuration, and they will always store their energy, so that obviously there will be no loss in their energy there. Third factor is that liquid should be non-viscous. This is also very important property of an liquid. Means whenever liquid is in motion, then you know that when liquids are moving in the such types of layers, then every layers have different speed. Then definitely due to their change in speed, a relative motion that will be established, and due to that the concept of viscosity that will comes to the here. So the viscosity concept that is fully denied here in case of equation of continuity and Bernoulli principle. So some of the limitations and conditions that we have taken here, and that all are the limitations actually we have taken by only one word, that is ideal liquid. So you should know what is the property of ideal liquid, or when we can say that this liquid is ideal. So whenever liquid is incompressible, non-viscous, and also there is no loss of it, and that time it is known as just ideal liquid. And secondary thing, I think now this is the clear what is the property of ideal liquid. Then let's discuss the question that is based on these two types of principles. So as equation of continuity, you know that this is AB is equal to constant, where A is cross sectional area of the tube that you are taking, and V is the velocity of liquid that is flowing through it. So this equation tells us that if area is increasing, then velocity will decrease there, and if velocity is increasing, it means that area is decreasing. So you know already, and the question can be asked that why the rate of flow of liquid that is very high when liquid is flowing through the narrow pipes. So reason is that if pipe is going on narrow, then in that pipe it means that its area is decreasing. So cross sectional area is decreasing, it means that the velocity of liquid that is flowing through it, that will increase there. So if rate of flow of liquid that is increasing, then definitely here in narrow pipe the rate of flow that will increase there. So this is a very important concept whenever we are just taking anywhere the flow of liquid and we are using it, then we use the pipes and something according to our need. Like if you want the rate of flow of liquid very fast, then that case it is better to take narrow pipes than the broader pipes there. So you can apply these applications there easily. Second case is the Bernoulli principle. So as you know already, before that you have studied three types of energy that a liquid is possessing. First energy, that is pressure energy, that is due to you know that whenever you are going in depth, so due to height column or you can say that due to height of the liquid column, it applies an hydrostatic pressure there. So due to the application of hydrostatic pressure, some of the force that is applied whenever you are just putting any tab and anything, means due to the height of liquid column, a pressure energy that is created there. So first concept is their pressure energy. And the secondary concept, you know that whenever there is some of the position, then due to them is like if you have such types of pipes and other things, like you can say if from ground this height is this height is, then due to this position difference, the potential energy it is possessing. And also if liquid is flowing through this pipe, then there is motion in the liquid, and due to that motion, the kinetic energy it will possess. So basically ideal liquid can possess three types of energy: pressure energy, potential energy, and kinetic energy. If liquid is not ideal, then another types of energies can be also there, but here we are talking only about the ideal cases of the liquid. So Bernoulli principle tells us that this energy per unit mass, that is always means the sum of pressure energy per unit mass, kinetic energy per unit mass and potential energy per unit mass, that is always constant according to this. So there are actually number of laws in the case of Bernoulli principle, means number of forms actually are there. So you can just read all the forms of Bernoulli principle, that is very important. And in that case, if suppose this pipe is horizontal, then in that case the no height difference will be there, then potential energy will be zero, means the difference in change in potential energy will be zero there. So only two types of energies will be there, that is pressure energy and kinetic energy. So you can calculate pressure energy per unit mass and kinetic energy unit mass, that is just this we can obtain. You know already these things, so I am not going to again derive why how to get this. So directly I have just taken whenever this pipe is horizontal anywhere. Now let's discuss some of the question that is based on this topic. So first question, already in applications we have discussed, but that is very important conceptual question. Why it is denying to ride any boat parallel to any other boat. So whenever two boats are just moving in inside water, then that time always you should take care, or the whenever that boat is going, so it should be taken that no boat can go parallel to any other boats. Reason why the parallel boats cannot ride there, so reason is that if boat will be parallel, actually from this sun you can see that easily, if pressure is increasing somewhere, then that time velocity will decrease there. So if somewhere the greater pressure and the lower pressure will be created, reason is created, then you know that pressure transmission takes place. So suppose that two boats are just moving parallel to each other, then this boat is moving, that means the liquid that is in contact with this boat, that is also in motion, means its velocity is increasing. Then if that liquid's velocity is increasing, its kinetic energy increasing, then the pressure that will be there, that will be reduced here. So this pressure, suppose that P is here, that is reduced, and also the pressure outside the boat here, that will be still at its original value. So obviously here pressure is decreased, here pressure is increased, then to bring the equilibrium, some of the pressures will be transferred from here to here. It means that due to that pressure, a force will be applied to some area of this boat. Obviously due to the pressure you can see that force is applied some per unit area there. So it means that a force will be applied due to pressure transmission from high pressure region to this lower pressure region. And in the same way at this boat also this process will be applied there. So if due to motion of this boat, here low pressure region will be created, here high pressure region will be. So from high pressure to low pressure, some of the pressure will be transmitted here, then definitely force that will be acting in this direction. So continually from here and here a force is acting, then the boats will just come closer to each other and they can collide to each other. So in that conditions there will be a huge loss. So to prevent that losses, the advisory is given to them, don't go parallel to each other anywhere in the water system. So I think this reason is now clear. Other questions are that like some of the questions, let's see with the help of turbulence that we have talked there. So first of all, how can you distinguish the whether the flow of fluid that is streamline, or whenever we are talking about the fluid, guys, just to be clear that we are talking about liquid and gaseous system both. So fluids are both, whenever they can move they are fluids, so there. So Don't think that always I'm talking about the liquid here. Bernoulli principle is applied to all of the fluid that are nearly, you can say that are ideal fluid, means they are incompressible, they are non-viscous, like air. You can see that this is also just like that. Water you can take. So such types of, means nearly they are ideal types of fluids. So that's why in that case Bernoulli principle applies well mannered there. So next question is here. First of all, let's discuss some more questions based on this. After that, we will discuss on the turbulence and other factors. Other question here, that if you can see that in storms, the upper portion, the roof of the huts, that is blown out due to that. So reason is that, suppose this is our hut system, then the air storms started to blow, then obviously due to storms the velocity outside this, that will increase. So due to increase in velocity, kinetic energy outside the hut, that will be increased also, and if kinetic energy will increase, then this pressure will decrease here. Here in all the motions, as you are saying, we are talking about horizontal motion, so no concept of changing potential energy we are taking here, only this concept we are taking. And also you know already, with the help of Pascal's law, that whenever there is the creation of high pressure region or low pressure region, then some of the pressure is transmitted from high pressure to low pressure region. So later we will talk about that also, but still here we are talking only about the applications of here. We can understand some of the phenomena that are going on in our life here, and that is very important application and conceptual question here also. So here, if velocity is increasing, it means that pressure is decreasing here. So here a low pressure region is created, but inside the hut, obviously the pressure is maintained to its original value. So if pressure is maintained to its original, means here high pressure region, and outside it a low pressure region is there. So again, to bring the equilibrium high, and the sum of the pressures will be transmitted from high pressure to low pressure region obviously. So if pressure is just applied to this portion to increase its pressure, then it means a force that will be acting on this roof of the hut and to its area A, suppose that. So it means that due to this upward directional force, the hut will automatically, that will just move in upward direction, so that will blow out due to storms there. So this is the reason, due to the creation of low pressure region outside the hut, it started to blow, and that's why we always try to put some solid things, some weighted things on the tin sets, that you are just seeing that if somewhere we are using tin sets, so then this time we just used to cemented it by one layer of just types of layer whole of this around this tin sets this time, so that we can prevent the tin sets from this storms conditions. So I think this application is clear. A number of applications are there based on this, and you can understand it easily, and also you can understand the why airplanes are flying, and there also the application. This is also, you can say, the application of Bernoulli principle again. So first of all, you know that on runway airplanes are just running. So if they are running, it means that they are increasing its velocity. So due to increase in velocity, the pressure that in upper pressure means the upper layer that of upper part of the aeroplane, that is the velocity is increasing, and also if its shape, you can see that is curved. So on curved part, its velocity is more in comparison to its flat lower part. So if either here velocity is increasing, it means that pressure is decreasing there. So continually on runway, whenever it is running, continually the pressure region going on lower and lower, lower and lower. So a large pressure difference that will be created, and sometimes here from the upper portion and lower portion. So obviously in lower portion the pressure is high, then from high pressure region to low pressure region, force will be or you can say pressure will be transmitted, means a force will act in upward directional to on this aeroplane, and that will try to lift it in upward direction. So the lifting of aeroplane is due to also this pressure transmission from high pressure to low pressure region, and this is also an application of this Bernoulli principle. You can understand easily here how much it is useful in our daily life here, and another Magnus effect, and so many things we have discussed. So students, try to understand that concept is really very important here. Next factor that we were talking here, that is the concept of turbulence here. So how can you distinguish the flow of fluids, like whenever its flow is streamlined, whenever its flow is turbulent? So basically we are adopting two types of methods there. Like we are talking about the critical velocity there. The concept of critical velocity also is very important, and we have even derived a formula for that using dimensional analysis. You can again see that, you can understand on this factor it is depending on. So whenever the flow of, means velocity of the liquid fluids that is flowing, that is less than its critical velocity, and till that time the flow that is still streamline or steady. But as the velocity of the vehicles or whatever means it, that is increasing beyond its critical velocity, then that time the flow becomes turbulent, means they started to create resistance and the flow is that time ceases. So this is the reason, due to that we always try to reduce our speed whenever area is very large, or means or you can see that here, like if you can see the very fast moving vehicles we have also, but still we always try to give them some shape, means that shape is known as a streamlined shape. Like if you can see the shape means primary shape of bullet trains you can see, and vehicles or aeroplanes, you can see the front shape is something like different. Why that shape we are giving it to it whenever the high speed things we have? So the reason is that there if was very high speed vehicles that are moving, then they will cause turbulence in the air there, means they are increasing the air velocity, and whenever air velocity will increase that will go beyond its critical velocity, that will try to means there will be a creation of turbulence in air, and due to that turbulence automatically whenever there is anything is motion due in fluid, then we have talked about the terminal velocity, and also we have seen the concept of viscous force. It means that the liquid or fluid will try to oppose any kinds of motion here. So when aeroplane is moving or train is moving or vehicles are moving into air, then they are displacing or they are just disturbing the configuration of air particles there. So air molecules try to oppose any kinds of change in its configuration or any kinds of relative motion. So they just oppose that by the application of viscous dragging force there, or frictional force due to their frictional force. So number of forces are acting as the resisting forces there, and due to that the speed of vehicles that get reduced and we need more fuel there. So to just reduce that turbulence, reduce this resistance, we always try to make the shape of vehicles so that less friction, less turbulence can be created. So the reason behind the giving shape or a streamlined shape, the shapes are known as a streamlined, again I am telling you. So the reason behind to give them a streamlined shape, because we want there a streamlined flow or the less turbulence that is creating, so that we can prevent our fuel and we can increase the speed of the vehicles there. So this is the application of turbulence also. Another thing that in which you can just understand the concept of a streamlined flow and turbulent flow, that is the Reynolds number. So as we have seen in critical velocity, the one constant is appearing there, that is known as Reynolds number. So by calculating Reynolds number, we can also see that the flow of fluid that is below its critical velocity or above the critical velocity means the flow is streamlined or flow is turbulent. So whenever Reynolds number is below 2000, and that time that is the means flow of fluid that is streamlined flow. So and between 2000 to 3000 the flow is started to turbulent, but still it is not completely turbulent that till that time. But if the Reynolds number we are getting above 3000, it means that flow is completely turbulent there. So we need to maintain the turbulence in that way there. So we can understand easily by the concept of critical velocity or by the calculation of Reynolds number. That is really very efficient way to see the concept of here. Like if we are designing any bullet train and we are just try to give it more speed, then obviously the speed will increase, viscous dragging force will increase, you know already. So and friction will increase, then definitely more turbulence will be created there. So if you can also calculate that due to that turbulence whether the speed that is exceeding critical velocity or the Reynolds number you can calculate there, that is greater than if 3000, then we try to give some shape to that bullet train. So greater will be the speed, greater will be the streamlined shape you can see in the system there, so that less turbulent and less friction can be created. So I think this application and the concept here that we have discussed one by one with conceptual problems, I am again just explaining you every concept so that you can remind them here with the help of this conceptual problem. So this is a bait for the revisions also for your examinations. So you can take it as the revision, guys, here, because every time for discussion in of conceptual problems, we first of all we need all the concept, all the basics that should be reminded here. So I think here we have discussed today terminal velocity concept. Means terminal velocity we have discussed I think yesterday, you know already, you have reminded it. And another concept that we have discussed, Bernoulli principle here, equation of continuity, streamlined flow, turbulent flow, that is really clear. And sometimes turbulent, you know already here, that is really very efficient or helpful for our lives. Always it is not harmful for us, like the examples that I have given to you here, the shape, why we are making shapes of aeroplane, bullet and train and other vehicles in that way. So that time you are seeing that turbulence cause always harmless for us, but still it is sometimes useful for us, like we are using mixer grinder there to grind the things or mix the things. That times we are using a blade here in mixer grinder. So that blade is given to cause the turbulence there. So whenever we are using something to mix or grind, then that time that blade that is speeding with constant, means whenever you are increasing the voltage there, it means that you are increasing the velocity of that blade, and due to the increased velocity of that blade, the turbulence increases there, and due to that turbulence all of the things that got mixed here. So in mixer grinder we are using in very clear way, and a lot of places where we are using it. So I think sometimes it is also useful. Always science actually helps us also, and there is some harmless also. So you can, how can you use it, actually it depends on you. So I think students, what we have discussed today here, this is completely here hydrodynamics cases that we have discussed, that is ended here. So conceptual problem based on hydrodynamics cases, the concept and another things that we have discussed, that as I will just end it here. Later we will discuss about the hydrostatic case. Means here we have talked about the case whenever fluid is in motion, but when fluid is at rest and its application, number of principles there also we have studied. So we will discuss that in next class. For today let's end it here. Rest of the things we will discuss in next class. So thank you, student.